All right, it looks like we are live. Welcome. Anyone who is seeing this now, I realize this is sort of lunch break here on the West Coast. If you're on the East Coast or in another country, another time zone, if you catch me on the replay, go ahead and put replay down below so I know. I don't know if you know about how videos work we're on Facebook right now, but on Instagram as well. If you comment, it definitely keeps it relevant for in the stream of things so that other people who might find it useful can also see it. So we're going to jump right in today. Today is Thursday. I usually go live Wednesdays for family circumstances. I was not able to go yesterday, so I am making sure that I'm here today. So if there's any questions, definitely jot them down below. Let's see. I don't know how easy it is. On my end, I see a lot of metrics, but I hope for you on your end, you see the video itself. There we go. I can see myself. Okay. So what we're going to talk about today, and what we're talking about all month really, is self-love. How to receive love, how to give love in a way that is holistic and healthy and really is in a thriving pattern opposed to a negative feedback loop. So what does that mean? So whenever we feel like we're not quite adequate enough, we can create a negative feedback loop. So even if we are giving love, let's say to family members, to our kids, to our partner, to, doing loving things for others, being, and I say love, but you can also be just kind. You can be caring and empathetic. Those are all forms of love. So when you are being loving towards others, even in let's say a work environment or a community environment, let's say you belong to a group, whether you're doing it digitally now or whether you're able to meet in person, you can create this sort of negative feedback loop in your brain because you're giving, and we've all kind of, I think, been around the block enough to hear the concept, you've got to fill your cup first. Yes, that is true, but it doesn't really matter how much you're filling that cup. If you are giving, and doing self-care, but you're not quite owning it, you're not quite in it, and you don't really feel like it's helping, you could have what's called a negative feedback loop. So what happens basically is if you're giving, you have associated or create associations in your subconscious, your unconscious mind that I give, and that is where my worth kind of stems from. I am a helpful person. I'm a loving person. I'm a caring person. But that's only to the extent that other people are validating that love and care and help. So the negativity associated or attached to the love and caring, helpful things that you do are creating this loop in your brain, sort of something that is sort of prolific in our environment. And what happens is that negative feedback loop kind of drives you to do more helpful, loving things, except you're not receiving the unconditional love in your own mind that, hey, I can do these things without receiving any kind of credit, right? Now, it's wonderful to get credit. It's wonderful to get a thank you. If you have young kids, certainly teach them how to say thank you. But when it comes to doing these things for others, if you have this negative feedback loop, it's actually not, it's derailing your own internal value. And so you're placing value on the external. The recipient thinks of what you're doing, what the recipient says and validates what you were doing, opposed to just doing something because you want to, or doing something because you think it would be helpful or think it would be nice. And the flip side of this, the converse side of this, is when we're doing self-love, like we're doing our best to get in that time for self-care and caring for our own needs. The other side is that you could also have a negative feedback loop associated with this. So you might be doing this self-pampering, but you're not allowing yourself to really be in the present moment and just as nice and relaxing. So you might be doing the self-care, and yet it's not actually making you feel cared for. It's not actually making you feel nurtured and then relaxed, which then allows you to go out and have a full cup that you can give some to others. So I wanted to introduce an exercise because this month is all about caring for ourselves, being able to receive love, not just by others, but also from ourselves, because it all starts with us. So if you're not able to receive and give yourself true unconditional love, or you're not recognizing it as true unconditional love, what happens is there's no amount of validation from any outside source will ever give you that nourishment. You have to be able to give it to yourself first to receive it, and also give it to yourself so you know that the value that is placed on that is authentically true to you. You place that value. You actually feel good from it. So I hope this makes sense. If there's any questions down below, definitely by all means. Now, you can do this in a super fancy, the digital graphic side of me really wants to go and do this in Canva or Fireworks, but I just drew it because I know that not everyone wants to utilize those skills, or they just need something fast. And you can draw this wherever you are, any time of day, any time of night, wherever you might be feeling some kind of feels. So this is the person. So this goes back into my training, which is in cognitive behavioral therapy. So this is sort of my aha moment, right? I created this for our kids. To the best of my ability, I don't know if this exists anywhere else. This is something that I created, and I use it for myself and my children, but I don't know if there are replicas or something similar enough out there. But CBT, so cognitive behavioral therapy, you really want to focus on what is going on in your mind, what is going on with your physiology, and then apologetically allowing it to happen, but also taking that information, that data, and then doing something not just positive with it, but like useful. Okay, so this is the diagram. So you can grab literally a scrap of paper, just grab a pen, marker, crayon, pencil, whatever happens to be near you, and you're basically going to create this person. So this person here is going to be you. Now, if you're doing this like with your kids, you can draw little people, it's okay. You can draw your whole family, that's totally fine. The key elements you want to put in here: a brain, heart, lungs, stomach, and skin. Because what we're going to do here is we're going to take this 3-step trigger, this aha, and we're going to kind of assess what's going on with the physiology at the moment. So if you are feeling enraged, angry, confused, flustered, frustrated, just really anxious, if you're feeling all, you could even use joy if you want to do it. A lot of people don't really want to sit down and assess their joy because they're feeling good, but especially what we would consider in society the negative emotions, right? Which there are no negative emotions. It's just data to be received by the brain, and then you can do something with that data. But what we're going to do is we're going to assess the physiology of your body at the time that you are feeling whatever feeling you're feeling. So now, your brain, your heart, your lungs, your skin, your stomach, these are all tons and tons of clusters of neurotransmitters, okay? They're sending data to your brain, but they're also sending data to your gut, to your stomach, to your heart. This is why when you get angry, your skin can get like really pink, right? You get really, really frustrated, really angry, and your skin starts to turn kind of like hot, right? Or your lungs start to kind of tense up and compress, right? Maybe your heart starts beating really, really fast. Your stomach can start to feel like you've got a tummy ache, and your brain might just be swimming with thoughts. These are all neurological responses that you're going to assess. So the way you do this is, first and foremost, you kind of pause. You're like, okay, I'm having a feeling. I'm really angry, or I'm really frustrated, or I'm really conflicted. Like, I don't know which way. I'm feeling really wishy-washy. I don't know which one to do. You stop for a second. The first thing is assess. Assess all of the points. Okay, what's my heart doing? My heart's doing this. What are my lungs feeling like? What's my stomach feel like? What does my skin feel like? You can also put other things like fists, right? You can put your hands on here, and you can say, okay, am I making fists? Am I, really fidgeting a lot? Do my hands feel hot? Do they feel cold, right? What is going on with my physiology? Assess it. Place an emotion on it, and really try to pinpoint the true emotion. A lot of emotions get clumped into like happy, sad, angry. Well, there are a whole lot more in the spectrum of emotions. So try to pinpoint it. Is there a little jealousy in there? Is there a little longing, right? Maybe you see something and it triggers you and you feel a little jealous, but you're not like, I don't quite feel jealous. But what is this emotion trying to tell me? When you pinpoint the emotion, then you can figure out what it is you actually want to move towards or move away from. Okay? So once you've assessed what's going on in your body and placed an emotion to it, then you're going to halt, do some breathing, literally. There is nothing faster in the world than breathing. Your body is biologically, historically, literally evolved for breath. If you stop breathing, you die. If you breathe fast, that heightens everything, right? Tells your body you're on alert because you need to get that blood pumping, right? So that you can run away from the lion, have a fight, you can have an attack, whatever's going on, your blood starts pumping. So if you're breathing fast, that means telling your body, telling your brain, hey, we're on high alert. If you breathe slow, it tells your body, we're just a gazelle in a field. We're just relaxing and enjoying the day. Nothing to see here. Totally fine. So halt what you're doing and just breathe. And then the last part is address the situation at hand. So if you're being triggered by something, assess what it is that you need to do next. Once you've done your breathing, you've halted the situation, you've stopped. Let's say you're having an argument, you stopped, you just, okay, I'm gonna take a time out, I'm gonna take a time in, whatever makes sense for you. Assess what's going on. Use your logical brain, attach to your feelings once you've identified the actual emotion, and then go ahead and say, okay, what is the next step here? And then just do that. That one next step, that next thing you have to do. It could be taking more time. It could be, changing the situation. It could be making a decision. Whatever it is, address it. So it's the AHA, assess, halt, address. So you can literally do this for anything. It works great for anxiety and stress. And it also works really, really well for loving self-love, because a lot of times we'll make yes decisions from no decisions. So if you're finding yourself doing a lot of things for yourself that do not actually create this sort of cultivation within you that is super loving and relaxing, and you believe it, then that activity needs to be assessed. What emotion are you actually putting in? Is there a lot of stress associated with it? Or is there a lot of guilt associated with it? Perhaps, let's say, especially like mom guilt, we feel bad taking time for ourselves versus caring for kids. So what is the emotion that's attached to it? Halt and just do your breathing. And then what's the decision that you're going to make? Let's address what the next best thing to do. All right. And I hope this helps. So again, I did not make this super, super fancy because I wanted to make sure that you would do this for yourself at home and or at work or in your car, wherever you are. If you have a drawing app on your phone, you can do it right there. So use this, make one for yourself, put it on your mirror, put it on your fridge, wherever you need to remember it, and grab this as a tool. Then you need to assess and have an aha moment on what is actually going on physiologically in your body. Okay, I hope this helped. Let's see if there are any questions. I don't see, let's see. I don't see any questions. So again, if you watch this on the replay, put replay down below, and I will see you next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.